users, Alex here, VRay Guide, and today we're gonna check out how we can use a volumetric grid in order to create clouds and also animate them. I've made here a little shot that I'm doing for my uncle. He got boats, so he asked me to do storm weather. So I have animated this boat, and I've put some volumetric clouds, and I also did, you can see behind there is a cloud that I made with Phoenix, which is made out of smoke, kind of puffy and nice, good looking. So this we're gonna check out on the next tutorial. Today we're going to see how we can use basic clouds. You can see those, the volumetric clouds, not the dynamic one. How we can use those cool clouds in order to do like a little cool animation. You can see those clouds moving slowly and they growing, and if you need to export your animation and see preview, there is an option for that. It's called preview grab viewport, and then you just click here, create animation, and you can choose what you actually want to see in your preview, and then click create, and you'll be able to export that video that you saw right now. Okay, so back to my scene here. I'm doing that kind of cloudy, going from a little sunny into the dark, into the darker clouds looking scene. So you can see at the beginning my clouds are very thin and not so full and thick. So let's go and check out the parameters that we can use in order to get those nice looking clouds. Now for this I'm going to use GPU render because it's really fast on getting and adjusting the clouds. So let's open our rendering settings. I'm gonna go to GPU. Let's click render. So here we're getting our geometry. Now the good thing is I'm gonna stop this, and I can put it on the interactive mode in order to interact with my clouds. So I'm gonna do isolation for my clouds, and I'm gonna show you how you can bring those volumetric grid. So if you go here into VRay, you'll be able to find VRay volume grid, and just click here. The minute you click, you will get dialog to load cloud form into this volumetric grid. So we have here 4 clouds that you can download below this video. I'm gonna use cloud A. I'm gonna click open, and voila, the cloud A was created. So Alt Q, I'm going to isolate it. I'm gonna click C to my camera. Again, let's bring it a little bit into the picture. So select my cloud. I'm gonna bring it somewhere here. I know my camera somewhere in that area. Voila. Now I'm gonna click on my interactive rendering, and we can see the cloud is being created, but it's black. So let's go and change color. Why we use a GPU? Again, it's really fast on increasing, decreasing resolution, but the feedback here is immediate, so you don't really need to click start and render every time you want to see a change. So first let's change the color. You can change color to our cloud here. As you can see, we can change to any other color that you like. If it's a sunset, you can get your clouds a little bit kind of on a yellowish tone, but for our case, let's make it white. And light cached setup, that's actually how much cached of that cloud is going to the memory. So we'll leave it by 0.9. Master multiplier, how bright is the cloud here. On light scatter, it's the scattering light inside the cloud. And the external scatter multiplier, that's the definition for the shadows here. So we can see the shadows getting much more defined, getting really cool puffy cloud. So again, all of those parameters can be animated, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. So let's just choose some nice structure, and down below here in the smoke opacity we can control how thick our cloud is. So if we bring it to 0, we won't be able to see anything, and slowly rising it up. So 0.001, very thin, kind of diluted cloud, and the more we're going up with this, the more structure we get into the cloud. Alright, so that's a cool thing. Now here we can also, if we do a lot of those clouds, we can also control in the preview. We can control how it's visually being presented in our viewport. So if we choose to lower the detail of reduction, we'll be able to really control the details here. I mean, it doesn't change the cloud the way it's rendered, is just to ease on our viewport. Okay, so I'm gonna stay somewhere here in order to make it a little bit easier. Now if I click on the Alt key and I go to frame 0, I can put a keyframe here, and then I go to frame 100, and I move my cloud a little bit to the side. Let's say the cloud's going from right to left. I have wind pushing that cloud. We'll be able to have that smooth animation of a cloud moving to the side. Let's move it maybe a little bit up. We can also scale it to make it a little bit bigger, and let's move that a little bit more towards left, something like this. Okay, so if we play this, we can see our cloud is getting a little bigger, and it's going from very thin. Let's reduce the thickness of this cloud, so something like this, and the more it's moving to the side, it's gonna get more full. So frame 100, let's bring this up to 0.01. Alright, so now we can see how our cloud been built. So it's kind of picking up really fast. So somewhere till half of my time, if I have 100 frames, around 50, I'm actually gonna lower it to 0.05. Somewhere maybe 0.07, a little bit more thick. So I wanted to really start gathering that, and not so quickly becoming a really thick cloud. And somewhere here it will be more influencing. Right, and let's move that more to that left side, so we'll get a nice movement of that cloud. All right. Okay, so when we're done with this, what we can do is we can I'm gonna disconnect my auto keys and I'm gonna go to top view. Now we can duplicate this cloud. I'm gonna use copy, and here I can go and load another cloud. We have 4 of them, so 4 different shapes. In the input, click browse, let's load cloud B, and in order to see the difference, let's increase back the detail reduction. So I'm gonna put 0, and here so I'm gonna put 0, actually 1. Okay, and let's see what we've got here. So we've got one cloud, we've got another cloud, a little bit different shape, but since I already animated, they all have kind of similar movement and also similar growth. So you can see those clouds kind of moving simultaneously. I can actually maybe push this a little bit back, and if I activate the Alt key, I can kind of slow it down a little bit so they will not move in the same speed. So this will be a little bit, oops, make sure you're standing on the right keyframes and putting the right keyframes. Alright, so this one moving fast, this one moving a little bit slower. Let's bring back our our interactive rendering. Very easy with the GPU. Let's work on that cloud here. I'm gonna lift it up a little bit. And let's give it a little bit different color. We can make it slightly brighter than the other one. So let's open our volumetric options for that cloud. So every cloud can have different parameters. So 0.05, maybe 0.005. Let's make it a little bit thinner, not so thick. So somewhere here, 65. Alright, so we're gonna go from very thin to more thick and dark. Alright, I'm going to increase the multiplier of this one, going to be a little bit brighter than the previous cloud. Okay, so it's getting nice light, and I can also duplicate, and let's put some clouds behind it, so we will get a full sky with the clouds. So I'm gonna duplicate this one more time, and I'm gonna load cloud C into this, and I'm gonna duplicate it one more time, and I'm gonna load cloud D into that one. So if we go to P and we check out our clouds, you see all of them have a little bit different shape. And those shapes, again, they can be animated. And I'm in my animation mode, so everything you do is going to be animated. So make sure to turn this off if you want to move your clouds. They're still gonna have animation because we did it earlier, but okay, so we messed it up a little bit. In that case, we're gonna select both of those clouds, delete the first keyframe, delete the middle keyframe, and let's activate back animation and move it a little bit to the side. We don't see those clouds, so let's rise them up a little bit so we'll be able to see them. Here they are. And I'm gonna make them much bigger. And again, I'm going to delete the last keyframe because this is not reflecting what those clouds already became here. And now I can move them more to the side. Select this one and move this also to the side. Okay. Now let's see how this works. I get a lot of cool thick clouds, and if we put back our interactive mode, we can see that we're starting already get this nice stormy kind of looking clouds going on, and you can see all of that stuff can be animated and can be put together in order to create something very interesting. Alright, so next tutorial we're gonna check out how we can create more dynamic clouds by using Phoenix. This one is actually going to our VRay Next guide because this is a part of that update training that we're doing now. So I thank you very much for watching. Keep following. Oh, and by the way, today is the last day for Cyber Monday, so make sure to get your trainings with 65% discount until midnight. Alright, thanks for watching. This is Alex, your VRay guy. Talk soon. Ciao.